Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So, the Feds came out yesterday. We're doing exactly what everybody's expected, and obviously we rallied a bit late in the day. I'm not entirely convinced with this setup that we're seeing here on the DAX. So we have tested this high. We broke through this range where there's lots of tails, but we do have diversions in play here, and we've made a higher high. So I'm a little bit skeptical about what I'm seeing, but nevertheless, the trend is up. And as I say, the trend is up until it's not. So if you're looking at the 8-hour, the only real indication you get that you may be breaking the trend or reversing the trend is a drop below these lows of the last 2 weeks. So if we start drilling down through the time frames, you can see on the 3-hour this week has been really up and down. This is the double bottom. Just draw that in quickly. There's my neckline of the double bottom. We didn't really test it decently. It's been kind of chaotic, but that is a target nevertheless. So there is a target. You can see we almost got there. So that's the first bit of structure we have in here. Then we have, and I'm just going to put all of these in because they are all more than likely going to play a role somewhere along the line. So those are the levels there. Now, interesting thing yesterday, Michael Burry, we all know who Michael Burry is, who shorted the bond market in 2007 or 2008, whenever the housing crash was. And he came out just a couple of hours before the Feds with one statement on Twitter, which was sell. Then after FOMC, he basically deleted his account. So, somebody with that much power, because so many thinks he's a demigod because he made $700 million or something on that trade. He's got a lot of followers. He's got a lot of people that watch him on social media. So he says sell, everybody jumps in and sells. Meanwhile, he's got a position on the opposite side of that, knowing full well what's going to happen. So keep that in the back of your mind. I really don't trust a lot of these analysts. I don't trust the banks. I don't trust those guys that are forecasting the market like that. It's typically, if they're not watching price. They just normally got a position in on the opposite side of what they're saying. And institutions are notorious for that. So they give you all these write-ups and what's going to happen. One or two may be correct, but there will be one or two big ones that'll go against you always, because that's how they make their money. Anyway, if we just look at the levels we've got here, I think we'll get them to you on the 15 minutes. It's going to be easier. So a little bit of a gap here as well. So let's just get that one. So you've got 15,239 would be a fairly decent area, but then I would argue that 15,226 should be tagged. So we would expect it to pull back. That's if it does pull back. And the next level further down, I don't think we're going to drop as far as this, even though there are two gaps here, three gaps down here. So there's one there, there's one, and there's one. So very gappy structure that formed yesterday while we were waiting for the data. So if it does start dropping below these levels, then you can expect us to come and test the bottom end of this trend line, which would be this one here. Technically still in an uptrend. So pull back into this area here would still be in an uptrend. It's still above the moving averages. Anyway, for me today, these are the pullbacks I'm looking for. If that could also not materialize, and we could have a flag forming here. Euro USD is on a tear at the moment, which will impact the DAX. So this is what I'd be looking for. It's either this morning is going to be sort of a break and retest of some of these fractals here. So that'll break the flag, retest, and then I'm looking for a stop right below the price action that does that, and then I'm looking at 15,343 as my first target. So something like that will probably be a 20 point to 50 point risk to reward, so a 2-to-1 trade. If we get through this 15,343, and you've got to come back to the 8 hour for this one. If you get through that one, okay, so you can see there is our level. Not really a strong level. There is another one just above it, which looks a little bit stronger. So that would be 15,394. So 15,400 would more than likely be tagged. Then you have another one up there. You can see lots of tails in there, and this one looks like a pretty solid bit of resistance. So that little channel there. So come back to our current scenario. So we're looking for a pullback, and then these first two levels they're there, but they're a little bit weak. So what you'd be looking for is 15,343 to give way. Then you're looking for 15,394 to give way, and I'd be taking profit at 15,446, 15,450. So 15,450 would be the ultimate target for me before a bigger pullback, and then this bigger measured move has the ability to play out. So in other words, pull back, come back, find support, start running, and then that's going to trigger off another move like this. Okay, anyway, that's kind of my my view for today. We are looking for a pullback onto structure. We're looking to buy, and you're looking to take profit at every single level. Don't try hold it through the levels. Rather take profit, let it swing back, find support, get back in, move put a trailing stop in, or just put stop to entry on your second trade. If it breaks through, then you can bring your stop just under the level here, and anticipate the next level. Take your profit, let it swing back, get back in there, and so you continue until we get to 15,450. Okay, anyway, that's kind of my view for today. I hope it helps, and we will catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.